Hey guys, it's Street Legal Cards here, coming from you from Fearless Fronts, Mud and Madness area here. So, what I'm going to do today is, my accomplishments is I'm going to do a little bit of tear down. So, let's get to tearing it down.
Alright, so there was a bolt on the bottom of that, and you can barely see the hole there if you look real close. And there was a bolt that went through the bottom of the mower engagement cover. Came out pretty easy. That's the throttle cable that had 2 screws in it. And the dashboard. If you look just over the top of the motor, you'll see where there was 2 screws inside. And there was 4 more outside and off the counter. Just that easy. There's the seat that had 2 bolts with a plate underneath. Got to pull it out. Pull the bolts out and off it comes. And there's the mower jack height adjustment that had 2 bolts on the top and 2 bolts on the bottom. I just want to take the time to tell you that as I'm going through this, if you watch carefully, I'm disconnecting all the wiring. Not cutting any wires. You'll see that later.
Alright guys, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts on each side, 2 bolts in the back, and that holds this whole housing on. So we're going to pull that off. Starter solenoid, still connected. That's gonna be a pain. So, anyway. So here's our problem, right in there. There we go. That's bolted to the side, to the whole housing. So what I'm gonna have to do is take that out. And I'm going to try to just disconnect this bolt here, and there's another bolt right behind this wire. Yeah, there it is, right there. See it right at the end of my finger? And I'm going to leave the battery and everything right in there so that you can see how this was set in there, because it's in there with baling twine. I love it. Alright, so that's everything. It's all appears to be disconnected. You got the park and brake leather here that you got to contend with. Problem solved. That just turned around. All the wiring zip ties have been disconnected. That baling wire. They tied the battery in with baling wire. So awesome. Baling wire. Unreal. And off it comes. Surprisingly, not a whole lot of rust in there. That's cool. That is cool. Alright guys, there it is. Now let me get you over here so you can really look at it. Right here is that gear that I was talking about. See how that link's on there? I don't know if the camera's really going to get it or not. But you can already see that those teeth are pretty well worn. Like worn really bad. Right? So what would happen is we'd get out there in the mud and I'd try to turn the steering wheel. And you get that clunk, 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 and the steering wheel would turn in your hands, but the wheels wouldn't. And I don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of it at all. So, bang, gearbox, steering, hardcore. it's all coming off. Alright, so what I've done, just because I was asked to be as detailed as possible, I'm going to try to do that the best I can, alright? With a little recommendations on the way. So what I just did is I took all the wiring off, alright? And what I really want to recommend for you folks, for all you guys that's going to be doing this, alright? When you do the tear down, do it in some sort of systematic fashion, okay? I took all the wiring out, but I didn't cut any wires, okay? I've got the whole wiring harness right here, just the way it came from the factory. And I'll tell you why that's important, right? When you go to put all of this back together, right? This is your wiring diagram. How much better does it get than this right here? Okay? There's no picture in a paper book. There's no diagram on the internet. There's nothing better than this right here. Because you can literally lay this back on the tractor and you can see right where every wire goes. Alright? I wanted to point that out to you guys. Alright, so I want to point out to what some of this stuff is, okay? Right here, this is the parking brake lever. That's what that is. Alright? Right here, this thing right here, this was the mower deck engagement mechanism. Alright? I think we're going to reuse this. I haven't quite made up my mind how yet. Fearless Front recommend putting the shifter up there. Initially I was like, hell yeah, that's a great idea, but the more I thought about it, the more I think I want to stick with, I think Murray got it right with having the shifter on the fender. I think that's the perfect spot for it. Right here we have our steering mechanism inside here. Alright, so this is all going to come off. Luckily, this is held on separately from that. So, got real lucky there. Right here is the connecting rod. We're going to have to manufacture a new connecting rod down to our driver's side spindle, the left side spindle, which is where that connects. And that's where, right here is where that gearbox is going to have to sit to move that back and forth. And it's off. We're going to have to do some modifications to this right here to make that work for us. Somehow I forgot that went all the way down in there. That was pretty boneheaded. But alright, it's off. There it is. All clean. Nice new working surface. Well, alright. You got the disassembly all done. I think what I'm going to work on next is the front end. We'll reinforce that. Get that ready to put the rear tires on the front. Do the spindle extensions. We'll do the steering modification with the gearbox. And I think that's going to be the next video. So, you know, if you like it, rate it up. If you don't like it, don't. But definitely give us some feedback. Tell me what you want to see. I really like reading it. So, see you next time.